Join the Disabled Revolution. Click the link. Sign up. Even if you can't attend, sign up and hold a march on your own in your own town. We march on Washington, March 2025. So I just completed my manifesto here, and I'm sure we'll be adding because I want feedback, of course. Not all disabled people are the same. And I want to say, because I know it'll be asked, do you really think you can get all that? Well, I think the government's in a bad place right now, and Trump very well could be a dictator by the time we march. There's, you know, candidates like Jill Stein that would be behind almost everything I said, but can people get behind a third party candidate? So far, they're acting like they don't exist. I don't believe Biden will do any of that. He has no backbone and no Christian moral compass. But do I actually believe we can get something? Well, I'll tell you what. The ADA passed because there were pictures of a little girl climbing the steps to the Supreme Court in 1992. Before that, people just didn't really care. And they don't really care now. A humongous march on Washington could bring our plight to view. And even if we don't get exactly everything I asked for, I think we basically can at least get out of poverty and maybe get some common sense drug rules. I also think it might be a big push for universal health care. I mean, we're seeing right now, this is May 18th, 2024. I had to think about it in a minute. We're seeing what happens when the people go against the government. Gaza is a humongous issue, and Biden keeps pandering and then doing the opposite, and people know it. They're sick of it. And his approval rating is like 19%. That's ridiculous. That's actually, I think, the lowest, even lower than Trump and lower than Bush. Now, I'm not saying those guys were better, but... And yet Biden can't actually just sit there and go, the people who pay my job are unhappy. I should fix this. Because he actually has the power to do that. He can quit sending bombs and money anytime to Israel. This is something he does without Congress. Now, Congress has helped once or twice, but mostly it's been him. In fact, he made a big show just a few weeks ago. He said, oh, well, if there's proof they're using those bombs on civilians in Rafah, I just won't send anything. And AIPAC got all up his ass. And then 2 days later, he did it. He solved the genocide question in 2 days. It's pretty amazing. And it goes against all evidence recorded by our helpful iPhones. And I assume Androids. So... we're in the middle of seeing what happens when the constituents go against the people in power. The House and Senate, they were very against doing anything against Israel. And when they got enough calls, they finally voted it down, but then Biden forced it through. That was fucking revolutionary for the American government. They've never done that before. I think if we truly got the attention and people actually cared and we're like, God damn, they're treated worse than dogs, we could get something. But here's the key. I don't think if they do it, they'll do it right and quick. Because you know the government, they're just so slow and they spend millions while I just don't know. Well, what about the fraud? So it's going to be something we're going to have to keep pressing. One march is not going to do it. We're going to have to be like the Gaza protests. We're really going to have to raise hell, and we're going to have to keep at it no matter how long it takes. I think Americans, if they actually see what's going on, they're going to go, God damn. And they still haven't fixed this. I think it could very well mirror what's happening with Gaza. Right now, there's not a happy ending to that story. But I truly believe Biden's going to lose his presidency over it unless he pulls his head out of his ass. You can tell he's scared because of the pandering. But he still thinks it's 2015 and he can just say things and people will believe him and they'll watch the mainstream news, which are dictating and believe them. That's not going to happen. People are seeing the truth. If we keep making videos, we keep recording. I've seen Threads disability seems to be shadow banned. I know a lot of people don't like to put themselves out. They don't like to show the bad things. I mean, I have this awful zit right here, but I have a filter on. I'm not going to claim I'm not that way. But I think the more we make it clear, and I'm really hoping I am going to contact Jill Stein and Britney Spears' people. If we got somebody really famous to really go, goddamn, please advocate for these people, because truly it includes the intelligent people with people with mental disabilities and intelligent disabilities. I cannot say these words. It's not just physical disabilities, it's everybody. It includes shit like conservatorship. The key is pressure. We got to keep at it. We got to truly stand behind our vote that we're not going to vote for anyone who's not seeing us. And when they realize how many people are disabled thanks to COVID, I think we might get what we want.